Hello, everybody. We is live. Hello, all my Quest members and my YouTube members. We are beginning live now. I thank you all for coming in. We'll wait for some people to come in to give out shout outs. You know, it takes time. I hope you guys, number one, can hear me. And number two, you can see me on Facebook and YouTube. You know, we always got to look at that. All is well, my people tell me. Even my mic is on the first click. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. We'll wait for people to come in. I still see nobody that's coming in here yet, even though there's 75 people in the room. Robert coming through loud and clear. I thank you so much, Robert. Oh my God, that's a first. We have Judy on the phone. She's on the line. Hello, Kathy from Wichita, Kansas. Judy, want to say hello online? Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be here, and I'm glad to be able to read my synopsis tonight.
Yep, she's our synopsis woman. She's ready to go. Hello, Tom Burns. How are you? Get our shout outs in there. Tammy Williams, my other monitor, I thank you so much for you and Judy's work for helping me out in this group. Hello, Teresa from YouTube. You'd like to go on the YouTube side so I can see the names. Teresa, hello. Kevin Brown from Liverpool. Hello, you guys. I hope everybody had a good new year, a safe new year. And here we go. Tammy says, hello, Judy. She's on YouTube, or maybe both. Okay. I don't know.
Hi, Tammy.
She's on the YouTube side. We got to get you used to going over to YouTube once you get your laptop, Judy.
Okay.
Cam Dixon, hello. John Meisner, sounds good. 1 hour down the road from Oak Island. Keep us posted, John. You see any kind of crazy stuff going on? Throw us a post. Tammy says hello to everyone. And we'll go from there. So what did you guys think of last Tuesday's episode? Like I said, Judy will remind us and refresh all our minds because my mind is shot. And Judy will have her synopsis that's so much in detail, it brings it all back. You know what I mean? And I got to remind myself now. Hello, Emmy Shewalter. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? Howdy. That I'll be live this coming Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Hello, Leslie. Because they have a drilling down episode this Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So I'll be on pre-show hype at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yup, Tammy, you're like me, looking back and forth. Very good. Hi, Martin. Hi, Don Bretz. How you doing? Hello, Carrie from Kentucky. Hello, Gail. But I'll put the YouTube link into the chat message. To those who are not connected to YouTube, there's my link to join. We need some watch hours if you can help me out there. And Jennifer, hoping the lack of results in drilling is temporary and they find what they're going for. Yep. Hi, Paula. How are you? Snowing. Yeah, we had a little bit of snow and mostly ice here in the USA. We got about 80 people. Hi, Paula. Snowy, yep. Not too much, but now we're getting between that ice and snow until it all turns into snow. Alrighty, well, Judy, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Judy's going to do the synopsis. Hello, Donna, how are you? And I'm going to bring her picture up, and then I'll tell her when she's ready to go. Let's see here. Got to find Judy. And there she is on the phone. Great picture. A great picture of Judy. I love it. All right, Judy, whenever you're ready, the show's all yours. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I want to thank all of you who sent pictures and good wishes on Christmas Day. I was unable to spend it with my family here, so I spent it with my group family, reading your messages and enjoying your pictures. Because of y'all, I had a very Merry Christmas.
Okay, can everybody hear Judy okay? Got to make sure everybody can hear her. Okay, Tammy, you can hear Judy? Okay. Go ahead, Judy.
So, Carrie, okay. Okay, where was I? We have lots to go over from Tuesday's show, so let's get after it. Episode 8 starts in the war room where Rick, Marty, and Craig and the team are listening to Erin Helton expand her theory using the information they provided for her last week. She is using the anchor stones found last week as starting points on her grid map, using Zena's map and the formula from La Formule, also Zena's. She informs the team that they no longer have to dig at the money pit. By using the formula, she concludes there is a corridor running from the money pit across the swamp to the bottom stone of Nolan's Cross. She believes the corridor to be 1,065 feet in length and tells the team not to dig too deep when looking for it, as water will rush in. She advises them to dig at a 35-degree angle to reach the corridor. Erin's explanation is more complicated than I have gone into here, so listen close, everybody. It's a new day on Oak Island, and Rick, Charles, Terry, and Steve are drilling at the money pit area, looking for the corridor Erin pointed out to them the day before. They are calling this borehole EJZ1. Good luck, guys. At the research center, Rick, Craig, Charles, and Jack are with Sandy Campbell, a specialist in ancient coins. He is looking at the coin Gary and Jack found. Sandy says it is Chinese and is called a cash coin. He believes it to be from 400 BC to 900 AD. If true, it will be the oldest artifact ever found on Oak Island. They call Gary in, and astounded, he deems it a top pocket find. Back to the money pit, where Terry, Steve, and Charles inform Rick that they have found nothing in this drill hole. They will wait for more information from Erin before they drill at a new spot. Another new day, and Peter and Gary are metal detecting in the southeast corner of the swamp. They find an iron pin from either a ship or a wharf. As the detector beeps again and Peter digs, they find wooden planks forming a structure of some kind. Gary thinks it could be the top of a shaft. On lot 15, Alex, Erin, and Marion are doing an archaeological dig on the serpent mound found last week. Aaron finds some charcoal and decides it should be carbon dated to see if it is the same age as the charcoal found at the Pine Tar Kiln, also on Lot 15. Back at the southeast corner of the swamp, Gary and Peter call in Laird, Rick, and Alex to look at the structure they found. Laird and Rick decide it looks more like a slipway than a shaft. They find iron fasteners in the cross pieces that can be dated. Are these braces for a slipway? They call Marty, and he says, keep digging. The show ends in the war room, where the team is discussing the structure found by Gary and Peter. They will keep digging and may have to adjust the spot for the coffer dam so as not to harm the new structure found. Marty says, I always knew there was something in that swamp. Yeah, right, Marty. The guys have a laugh, and Rick is happy Marty finally agrees on the swamp. So see you all next week, fellow members. And Gary always says, we have to be optimistic, mates. And John Stemmer says, be positive. So happy New Year, everyone. It will get better. Stay safe.
Fantastic job, Judy. Thank you so much. So good. I love it.
Thank you.
Yep, very good. Better and better and better and better. You sound like a regular podcaster, Judy.
Oh, gee whiz. Well, good. I'm glad it's getting better.
Yep. Nice and clear. You came across clear and no phone problems, and I heard every word fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And of course, Judy's going to stay on with me. Maybe later on we'll put up the phone number if somebody wants to call in later. If so, give us a shout out in the chat, and Judy will get off the phone and you can come on the phone, because I don't have any thing that I can hold on the phone. I only can receive one call at a time. Tammy says, yep, she does. So what do you guys think of that corridor? And from the translation from Zena's map and the formula out there, what do you guys think? There's going to be a lot of responses. Members, I want you to get so involved. That's what I like. We got 71,750 members and climbing. I won't post anything about that until 75,000 members. The 75,000th member will receive a Quest of Oak Island member mug. Will go out to the 75,000th member that joins. So there you go for that. Starlene Stevens. Wow, if she is right. Yep. Jennifer, love your style, Judy. Your summaries are so well written. Yep. Tammy says, yes, she does, John. I know. She's going to be a pro at the end of this season, every week. Plus, maybe can she pop on a Tuesday, keep me company. We'll see. Michelle Travis, did they question how deep it was? No, I didn't get any depth out of it. And Lawrence Littlehale says the formula says burrow. So I was looking at the sand layer, except no wood at all. Yep. Tammy says, Irwin said they wouldn't have to drill in the money pit area. Yes. But if there is an entrance, why could it be access from the money pit or any other location? My question is this. When we scanned the island and we did seismic testing, that whole area had about 20,000 seismic test points. You see it? I'll pop off
Yeah.
and I'll pop right back on. Hold on. Now you saw all that seismic testing, right? To show anomalies. We showed the anomaly in the swamp with that seismic testing. But yet, all these tunnels, all these entranceways did not show up on all the seismic testing. And now Gary has like a $40,000 portable scanner that goes way below, I guess, was it 40 feet? Why aren't these corridors in any way, shape, or form showing up in any kind of scanning? Okay, Tom, take care. Starling, could be collapsed tunnels. Yeah, it could be. Yes, Jennifer. They did the whole Smith's Cove. They did the whole money pit and around Fred Nolan's house. That was all done. And the trash bin area. That is all done. Yep, Susan. If it's backfilled with sand. Huh. I don't know. You would think some of these depressions or some of these things that are shown would show up, maybe halfway show up or a quarter of it show up or something show up that the land was either backfilled, it's a different composition, but all the the land scans, the the seismic testing scans, that on that side of the island, the money pit side, would surely show those corridors. And Scott says the vault is just a theory. Yep, we got a lot of theories. Okay, Susan, I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got it. So let me bring up Judy. I'm going to bring up her first. Now, Judy, you see that right there?
Yes, I can.
That's Irwin's first 522-foot corridor to that elbow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
That spot, from that money pit spot, had PVC pipes in it, 42 shafts in it, over and over and over again. Why isn't it showing up on any kind of scanning devices? If it's collapsed, would it not only show a difference in the soil composition? You know what I mean? You got clay, or whatever, then sand or whatever, and clay and a void. Wouldn't you think so, Judy?
I would certainly think so. I wondered that, why they had not seen it before.
Right, because Lawrence Littlehill, when they went to the trash bin, that trash latrine that Dan Blankenship thought it was above the island, they're a little bit off to the right and on top, they showed an anomaly there, and it was a layer of sand. The anomaly just showed a difference of soil structure, like from clay, then a big layer of sand, then a layer of gravel or whatever. But the sand showed up on the seismic testing, and they drilled it, and they just came up with sand. I don't know, Judy, if you remember that episode.
I think I do, yes.
And so that's why I'm saying, how come none of these corridors were ever found on any kind of scanning devices? I wish I had answers for you guys, but those are just the questions that pop up in my mind. If you got 20,000 points of survey markers of scanning and seismic and past drilling and all those 6-inch PVC pipes they put in like 2 foot apart throughout the whole money pit, throughout the whole swamp, thousands of them. Now, Judy, you see this next one?
Yes, got her.
Right. This is the 1,065 foot corridor going straight across the swamp.
Wow.
To the bottom boulder of Fred Nolan's cross. The swamp has been surveyed. The swamp has been sonared and drilled. Again, nothing came up in their design. Even though Zena's map has given us direction and corridors, and I truly want to believe it, I have an open mind, but I have to think on the other way. That's 500, that's 1,565 feet of corridor. Our scanning, our sonic blasting didn't show 1 foot. See what I mean, Judy?
Yes, you would think something on that corridor would have shown up when they did that.
The only thing that could be that, like Don Brett says, it's like 200 feet deep. It's just too deep for something to scan. It's just too deep for something to pick up on some other land sonar. That's the only thing I can think of. Like Don Brett's good, because I was just getting to that. I'm thinking, well, if it didn't find it, that means it's too deep for whatever we have to show up on a screen. What do you think, Judy?
Yeah, I that could certainly be, and what a long way down for sure. I'm anxious to see where Aaron ends up with this.
Yep. Now, is everybody going over to YouTube for me? I need you on YouTube. Like usual. I thank you so much. Yep, Michelle, I'm getting there. You guys are getting ahead of me over here. Judy, they're getting ahead of me. So this one screenshot, Judy, it goes 522 feet, then it goes 1,065. So I'm saying roughly we got 1,600 feet of corridor. You know how long 1,600 feet is? Wow. It's a long
way.
It's a long distance. We'll have to look into that. So, here is where she has it hitting cone E. That's the bottom boulder of Nolan's Cross, where she says the vault is, or where the corridor ends, the vault is. What do you think of that?
Boy, you know what? I almost wonder if it isn't too easy. It's been so difficult all the way along. But I'd be digging there for sure.
Yep. Take that rock off, get the permits, and start digging. Because they're trying to drill holes to find the corridor, Judy, like how they tried near the money pit. They tried that one hole and it came up empty, and they have to re-coordinate some coordinates for Irwin to establish another angle, I guess, to come off of. Don't forget, if you start off at the wrong spot, the whole thing goes off. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So why not start where it ends?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Right. So if you start where it ends, and you think that's where it is, and you dig there and there's nothing, Well, some kind of angles or something's off. Instead of trying to find the corridor out of 1,600 feet drill holes, you know what I mean? Maybe a drill hole every 300 feet or something, you know?
Right.
And,
Right.
and this is where they are in the money pit area. It shows the red dot. That's where they're showing the drill site that they showed us on TV Tuesday. Which is called, like Judy said, EJZ-1, and they came up empty. Or they're not going deep enough. Like Steve, the surveyor, said, all around the money pit, how he plotted his drill holes, nothing went below, I think he said 170 feet. I'm not sure. So from 170 below, nothing has ever been searched. I'm going to have to look that up, but I think that's what he said, 170, because I know before that you got the head and shaft, you got everything else going on there. And this is showing Zena's map with the Irwin's corridor, and that last spot hits the bottom boulder in Nolan Cross. And Jennifer says 45 feet from the point, a foot to the left or a foot to the right can be several feet difference from when they drill. Correct. Don, thank you. I thought it was 170. Anything below 170, maybe they just haven't gone deep enough. They got to go deeper because they got all kinds of information up to 170, right? In H8, they found the bones, 160 deep. Well, let's dig deep. Let's go all the way down the bedrock. Let's bottom this baby out. That's what I say. What do you think, Judy?
I think that'd be a good idea. We should maybe all go help them.
Yep. Hi, Scott on YouTube, Ron Aylen, Josh Woodford. How you guys doing over there? And also, we'll show this, how she got the directions. Here's where she's basing off the La Formula directions on where to go. Halt. Do not dig. Burrow at 40 foot with an angle of 45 degree. The shaft of 522 foot. You enter the corridor of 1,065 foot and you reach the chamber. So she's saying, Judy, if I got this right, you with me? That the chamber is under the boulder at the end of Fred Nolan's cross. Right, Judy?
Right. Yes.
Right? I mean, that's where she's...
So is she also saying that that's where the treasure is?
No, it says the corridor of 1,065 foot. It says reach the chamber. Now, I don't know if it's the treasure chamber right there or it's another pathway to go to the treasure chamber, but maybe she's saying the chamber, it is the treasure spot right there. I mean, I'm not sure on that. I got to get clear on that. But if you reach the chamber, it's probably saying, that's the treasure chamber under the end of Fred Nolan's cross, and just dig there. Let me bring that up. What do you think, Judy?
Okay. Now I can't wait till next week to see what they do.
Right there, under cone E. Just dig there and see what happens. But I don't know now when they realign, because on that drill spot that they did, Judy, this week, and they found nothing.
Yes.
They either didn't go too deep or some kind of recalculations that they got to give Erin, that I heard. That's what she said, right?
Yes. They're going to wait till they hear from her before they drill anymore.
Right. So she's got to have a starting point, and she can't move that starting point because that was the most reliable caisson, they gave her that point. What was it, RF1 or something? She asked for the most prominent caisson where they found, what was it, the wood from 1643 that they brought up, and that was the caisson hole that they gave her the start point. You know what I mean? You need a starting point. If you change your starting point, like I'm saying to the team here, all these figures will be all off.
Right.
Starlene Phillips. Yes, Tammy, RF1. Right. That's where they found the old wood. So that's the starting point. That's the starting point she has to start from. Starlene, I'm confused about where it ends then. As far as her last calculations, it ends on cone E on Fred Nolan's stone. That's where the chamber is. You agree with me, Judy?
Yes, definitely.
That's how I'm taking it. That's how I'm taking it, that's where it ends. I mean, I just want to find anything, a chamber, empty something or something, some direction, to get a lot of these questions answered, you know?
Yes, even if the treasure is not there now, it would sure be nice to have proof that it was there.
Yeah, right. Just some kind of direction. Hey, we found a room, but there was nothing there, but it got this other map that it goes off to the left, it goes off to the right. You know what I mean?
Yes. Now we have, oh shoot, lost him. Kevin Bergman wants to know if you take phone calls.
Yes, I do. Just let me know when you want to call in, and we'll go from there. Let me put it on the screen. And Judy, don't leave until he calls, and then come back after he gets done, if he even calls, okay?
Okay.
And I put the phone number up there. And let me know if you're going to call in for sure, and then Judy will dial out, because a lot of people say they're going to call and they don't call. You know what I mean, Judy?
Yes.
But yes, Lawrence, they did find a layer of dry clay in the swamp would be great for a tunnel. Yes, they did that. Marty said that. I remember him saying it in an episode. It was perfect for a tunnel under the swamp. But with all the seismic testing, why didn't it show up? And Don Bretz, will the menorah overlay crossing the shaft? I don't know. We're going to have to ask the theorists to do that for us.
Kevin says he's not calling tonight.
Okay, that ends that question. Good. But that's how I take it. Now, from Tuesday's show, I take it that she put an X on the cone E under Fred Nolan's cross. And because they didn't find anything on their first drill attempt to find a corridor, that they have to recalculate some kind of figures to see if that line's moving wherever, right?
Right.
That's how I'm taking it. Stu Wilson, hello, how are you? Thanks for participating. He says, dig 3 holes 10 foot from cone E, one between E and the elbow, one between E and the end of the right arm of the cross, and one from E. Yep. You got to be hitting it every which way somewhere. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Stu. You know, then one from E to the top of the cross. Yep. I like that, Stu. I like that. Who knows if they did it? They probably did. Don't forget, this was done in 2020. And again, we're going to give them a break this year, Judy, because of the COVID delay and searching for content. They couldn't do much, but I thought they did a lot. They're keeping my interest. What do you think, Judy?
Yes, I agree. And I was afraid that they might not get there at all. So I'm just pleased that they did.
Right. We're lucky we got a season 8, you know.
Right, exactly.
But so what do you guys think? Any more ideas on this corridor idea and of the La Formula translated to go to these degrees? You know, also then I got some PMs. Well, Zena's map is fake. So how can she get this information if it's from a fake map? All these measurements mean nothing. But some measurements are coming out precise. Some rocks are found precise. You know what I mean? Maybe parts of the map is a little fabricated, in my opinion, Judy.
It could very well be, but I can't help but notice that Erin is extremely sure of what she has found.
Right.
And that's exciting, I think.
Right. But I'm just going to go to the left and go to the right. People say it's fake. People say it's real. So I'm trying to find the middle ground, saying after they copied of a copy of a copy from the year 1400, some things might have got confusing. Some things maybe got fabricated. But yet within this map, there is truth into some of this. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's how.
Certainly got to be some truth to it.
Right. I don't think it's a complete, they say fake. I don't think it's fake. I think there's a lot of parts in it that's informative, a lot of parts in it that Erin's getting these directions and finding things off it. Otherwise, she wouldn't be hitting any points. I think if she didn't think this was pertinent, she wouldn't even do this. She wouldn't even bother contacting the Oak Island team. You know,
right? Because her career really is on the line with this.
Yep, and things get lost in translation. I mean, a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Bloom, bloom, bloom. At least it's something to go off of. And of course, with all the theorists coming in with their theories, we'll find out who correctly put the X on the spot. Right, Judy? I mean, here's the X, dig. Well, we found nothing. Here's the X on this spot. Okay, dig. We found nothing. Uh-oh. We got something going on this X. And then boom, everything ties in,
Right. It will. It will at some point, I believe that.
But I was surprised, Corian and Chris, and a lot of them are pointing like into the swamp area. Corian's on each side of the swamp to find some kind of entrance. So if Erin's points hit like the bottom right of the swamp, or it hit or crossed over Corian and Christopher's X's, then it can be all tied in. You know what I mean? You can't have an X 500 yards this way and another X 1,000 feet this way. It just gets too confusing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes. I'm wondering if Corian and Chris's theory will mix in with hers at some point.
Right, because see this where this corridor goes, this 1,065-foot corridor? When it goes across the swamp, you see that, Judy?
Yes. Yeah.
Corian's and Christopher spots were on each side of the swamp, on one side and the other. You know what I mean? So maybe they were pointing out that's where the corridor is, if they can find it.
Right.
And
that sounds about right, really.
On the right and the left. Hello, Sandollar Ray. Thanks for coming in on YouTube. You know what I mean? So if they can point that out, but they showed us the two spots of Corian and Christopher's X marks the spots. And then we went off into ox shoes. You know what I mean?
Yes. Right.
So we went from theorists putting X's on to ox shoes. But they can't show us everything in the beginning. I understand that. I mean, the show's got to last, for a couple of weeks. We know there was oxens on the island, hauling whatever. We know now there's roads in the swamp for hauling what to where. I have no idea. Yep. And I'm just saying, once it ties in and we hit all these X's, we'll know the story. We'll know the story for sure. Because season 8, we're giving them a pass. Season 9, when you guys do the swamp cofferdam, possibly the big dig, possibly McGinnis Foundation, we heard nothing. Sam Ball's Foundation, we heard nothing. We're hearing a lot about ox shoes. And let's get going here. What do you think, Judy?
Yeah, I think eventually it's all going to come together. I don't know if the treasure's there still. That I'm not sure about, but I do believe one was there at one time.
Yep. And Jennifer says, Jake's interview, they're sure. Yep. All those theorists are sharing all kinds of information because they just want to find. Everybody just wants to not get this over with, but let's get it done. Let's find this thing. Either it's there, it's not there. There's a chamber. It's empty, it's full. This is what the whole group is doing. They always said that they're all working together, correct? It's a big puzzle, but I'm done finding pieces. Let's put this thing together. I'm done finding pieces. Let's go.
Right on, John.
Yep, and Tammy's.
Although none of us want the show to end now, do we?
No, but the island's only so big. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and
you're right.
I think we have. Imagine if they found the treasure. That's another 10 seasons, just showing that they found it and how it's related to whatever's going on, because there's more treasure there. They just keep on going.
I hadn't thought of that, John. That's true.
Just like I used to watch some of these treasure hunters off the coast of Florida. They find $1 billion worth of old doubloons and gold and necklaces and everything else. They don't stop. They look in another area in the same area. So if they say this island was a depository, that boom, they find one treasure, there might be many different deposits on this island.
Right, exactly. I'm still interested in Samuel Ball's property. I hope they go back there before the season's out.
Right. We haven't heard nothing on Sam Ball this year, nothing on McGinnis Foundation. So there's a lot of stuff to go through yet. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And plus, we got to find out what that gold thing was that they found on the wash table. And what spoil pile it came out of. You know, where did they dig it from? Or was it from spoil piles they dug out of whatever caisson before they filled it up? We don't know where it came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they certainly left us hanging there.
And Pamela says, that sure would be a lot of work to dig 1,065 feet. Yeah, when I had Carmen on, he was mentioning a couple of things that would take 150 guys, I don't know, 2 years or 1 year or 8 months to dig what I showed him around the money pit, to dig a 1,065 foot corridor and 522 foot. If it's 200 feet below ground, it has to be connected like with caverns or some kind of voids that are natural that they're connected to. That's a lot of work and takes a lot of people. So I look at it the work wise, and yet we find no artifacts. We find a couple of ox shoes. We don't find a couple of axes. The area is so clean and demolished that whatever was there was probably buried beyond control. And who knows, like when they were digging on that one spot, they were coming up with all kinds of fill because Fred Nolan pushed the dirt over. He made that little peninsula coming out of the swamp because he pushed the dirt over there. So who knows how much backfill there is there that he did, you know? Fred Nolan did a lot of excavation there.
Right, for sure.
Susan, how many more shows this season? I have no idea. A lot of history on the tiny island. Yep. That would be a massive dig. But like me and Judy are saying, well, if she's pointing to Cone E, if that's where the chamber is, don't bother with the 1065. Don't bother with the 522. Just go under that rock and start digging.
Right.
Go to the end, work backwards. There might be offshoots to this corridor, to the left, to the right. Does it have to be buried straight down? No. Like in Egypt, they have tunnels, and all of a sudden it goes to the right, it goes to the left. It just doesn't go straight down. Cam Dixon, no one has ever had access to equipment like these guys, right? This stuff is massive state of the art stuff. Yep, the treasure's still there. Yep. Otherwise, if you're there to retrieve something, you don't put all the dirt back. You don't put everything back to normal. You take it, you bury it first, and when you come back to get it, you just get it out of there and you just leave. You know what I mean, Judy?
Yes, I agree.
I mean, would you cover all your tracks that on a little small island that nobody was there and ever by by the 1700s or the 1650s? What's the big deal? Just take it and just leave it wide open.
And obviously, whoever put that treasure there, it was really important to them with all the digging they have done.
Yep. Well, Michelle, the 40 feet right would be only 40 feet down. Let me see here. Halt, do not dig, borrow at 40 foot. And again, another question, Judy, that people were asking me. The unit of measure. Why are we reading something from the 1400s or the 1300s in feet? Why not any kind of other measurements? I don't think they used feet and foot and yards then. They used chain links. They used rods. So why would this come out to be? You enter the corridor at 1,065 foot. I mean, what measurement was used that long ago? What do you think, Judy?
Well, I think Erin came up with that measurement herself.
Meters. Okay, right. Yeah, meters. And she changed it to feet, right?
Right.
So when they decipher it, they put it in easily understandable language that even I can understand.
Yes. And even though I'm Canadian, I still go by feet.
Egyptians are said to have used the centimeter. Yep. That was before metric was used. Yeah. But this is all very interesting to me. I don't know how these people come up with these solutions, but I love it. I love it. I just love it.
Me too.
And also, later in the program, they came up with a Chinese cash coin. And it's believed to be 400 BC to 900 AD. Oh my God. Like I'm saying, it had to be like just a good keepsake in somebody's pocket. But that seems awful strange. What do you think, guys?
That is old for sure. Wow. I hope they find out more about it.
You know what I mean? I mean, why would you keep something like this in your pocket? I mean, I have no idea, not unless it was a good luck charm. I don't think it's part of a treasure, my own personal opinion. And Susan says, wow on the coin. Wonder if they got the coin appraised. I have no idea. They just gave us a little snippet, right, Judy?
Right. So hopefully there'll be more on that.
Right. They just said it was 400 BC to 900 AD. If true, this would be the oldest artifact ever found on the island. So, why it's there, I have no idea. If I knew it was there, I wouldn't be here in a studio in the USA. And I don't know if people, well, who knows? There could have been a cabin on that spot. and the cabin had a drawer that it fell out of the drawer and it all rotted and it just fell through the cracks and it's in the dirt. It was surprising to me we didn't find more like not wood, but more stone foundations on the island for people who used it as a tool shed, used it as a work spot, used it as an eating place. I mean, was everybody in tents with this kind of workforce? Even if it's 120 men, they had to have shelter because of the weather conditions there. So I was surprised they didn't find more. I'm calling it housing on Oak Island. What do you think, Judy? I'm calling it housing. Am I saying the right thing?
Yeah, last week we mentioned that, and I got thinking about where did all those people stay, or did they go to the mainland every night?
They would have to boat them back and forth. Obviously, no causeway at that time.
Right.
But they did have a spring. I know they had water on Oak Island, but these people had to eat. These people had to do their normal eat and sleep and work. I just don't get it if they're all on the mainland and coming back and forth every night or every day. I mean, it wasn't inhabited that much, so nobody really saw what was going on because there was not a lot of people up there but the Indians, right?
Right. Scott Clark, if you see his here, read it, please.
Okay, let me see.
I think it's
Nancy says, I would think back when they measured in chains and links. Okay. All right, Scott Clark. I have a copy of an account from one of the treasure hunters from the 1860s and says the workers often threw things like coins into the money pit just to see if it would come back on the auger. Huh. That sounds interesting. Yeah, see if the auger would pull up anything instead of just falling off, when it came back in the reverse. That makes sense.
yes, it does.
And Steven says maybe they just stayed on ships. I don't know. I don't get it. I think they stayed on the ships offshore, then scuttled them back in. It seems like an awful lot of work with 150 people or 200 people doing this. It's just strange. This is just all strange to me. That if you have a workforce on the island, we have Fred Nolan's house, we have the McGinnis Foundation, and we have the Ball Foundation. Now we have the serpent mounds, whatever the heck that is, that we'll find out what's going on there. But the living quarters of all these people that did all this work, that's what interests me now to go in that direction.
Tony Sampson is aboard. Hi, Tony.
Hello, Tony. How are you tonight? Hope you're staying warm up there. It's cold down here. But yeah, just wondering Tony, we're just wondering about living conditions of the people who dug all these tunnels out. It's all we come up with is tunnels, but nobody thinks of, well, how many people did it take? Where's all the artifacts from these people living there for a year? What happened to everything? Smith's Cove is clean as a whistle. We're finding some surface finds on top of the island. We're finding some pickaxes, a couple of axe heads. But if you have a workforce that big and reusing things, I understand if you broke something in the old days that you would repurpose it if you can. It's just a lack of finding things. They say, well, it was a British encampment. Okay. Well, you should be showing not one button. You should have 500 buttons on there and everything that fell off your coat and pockets and such. Some say
there was a camp on Frog Island.
Wow, Tony, thank you. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that?
I did not.
Military units might be expected to use tents, perhaps with half walls for weather protection. Yeah, but I had no idea Frog Island could have been a camp and they just rolled over, or maybe, 50, 100 people worked one night, 2 nights, and then they came over back and forth. I don't know. It's some information I would never know. How would you find that information out, Judy?
Right. Obviously, Tony did.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, but we'll have to look into that because that's news to me. See how we get answers here? I thank you so much, Tony, because I would never find that out. You can't just Google that and that comes up. Yep, Starlene, they would have to be so organized. They're on a mission. Yep, and the Templars were organized, very organized. Pirates, that would shock me. It would shock me, guys. It would shock me. And where did they keep all those oxen? I don't know. Maybe that's where that serpent mound is. They made a mound around to keep the oxen inside the mounds. I have no idea. What do you think of that idea, Judy? That just came to me.
Right, Tony says here, if it was British military, there would be much more items with the broad arrow mark.
Right. There's not much stuff for finding. So that's why I'm saying I'm not going towards the military being there. Maybe stop over. But as far as doing what we're looking for, I was never a military person. What do you think, Judy?
Yeah, I'm still questioning that. I have no doubt that all the Templars were there.
Right. Templars or Francis Bacon. But as far as the military there, says like Tony says, you have a bunch of military people there, they throw things all over the place. You know, if they're not rifle shooting or target practicing and everything else. So there would be a lot of stuff left over from a military presence there, which so far I'm not seeing not anything, but not as much as the military having an encampment there. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right, exactly.
You would find a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So that's why I go back to Francis Bacon. I go back to the Templars. I'm still in that area. I could be wrong. It's my own personal opinion. Or the Spaniards came up. So it's the Spaniards, the Templars, or Francis Bacon. That something happened there.
I agree for sure.
And
I did not know till they talked about this on the show that Shakespeare may not have written the plays. I did not know that till then.
Right, Francis Bacon wrote them. That's what they're saying.
Yes.
But it's unbelievable. We're into 8 seasons, and I'm still questioning everything. Even the axes.
Tony says even the axes and picks would be marked with a broadhead arrow.
So when he's saying a broadhead arrow, what's he mean? That's a little trademark they put on their tools with a broadhead arrow. Is that what he's saying?
I don't know. What is it, Tony?
Yeah, let us know. Yep, and Lawrence says also the Sinclair family was a powerhouse of an enterprise. Yeah. We got to get some answers here, members. We got to get some answers. I'm dying over here. They also said this might be top of a shaft or another slipway. We got hit with that last week. So we'll probably have to get into that a little bit.
Tony says British military mark. Google it and you will see it.
Okay, Tony, thank you. But yeah, then they found this top of a shaft or slipway on the side of the swamp there. That was sort of interesting, and I guess it had angles of steel on it to keep it at an angle for like a box or something. I'm not sure. What do you think of that, Judy?
Yeah, I'm still wondering about it being a wharf and not a shaft. I don't know, or a slipway.
Yeah, I have no idea. Then Cam says to dig with shovels would have to take a ton of guys a long time. They must have done a heck of a cleanup. They would need shelter for a large crew and barns. Yeah. And Tom says round logs suggest a slipway to me, less friction. Yeah, maybe a ramp coming out of the swamp. And David Clore, you're not the only one. Yep. Barbara Stucker. I'm bringing up some good questions. Yeah, but I'm sick of bringing up questions. I want answers. What about you guys?
You sound like Rick now.
No, what the heck's his name now? I went blank. Marty. I'm Marty. I'm not Rick. I want answers.
Rick's beard there.
Yeah, I want answers. I'm done with questions. Like, with Aaron Spot. Okay, you call it underneath the stone E. Get the permit. Get the backhoe. Start digging. That's all. It's there. It's not there. We had there were a lot of picket posts around the swamp when they had cattle on the island. And then Tony says, remember the money pit was not created digging down. It's created coming up. Okay, Tony. I gotta get you on here. But I'm still looking for the vent shaft. I still think the money pit was a vent shaft. It wasn't the money pit, it was a vent shaft for air for the diggers going down 200 feet. They call it a money pit. I call it a vent. Lighten the fires and vent it out, getting oxygen down into the tunnels. But it was only 13 feet around, so that's not very big. Yep, forced labor. Yep. Susan Banner from YouTube. Could people who came in search over the years have removed military artifacts they found? Yes, there's probably tons of stuff at people's houses. Susan, I agree with you. The people that have it took it for their own collection. And they would never show it because it would be taken away by the province. I agree with you 100%. And Tammy doesn't want the story to end. Yep, we just keep it going. Yep. And then we got the solution channel. So we learned a lot of what's going on down there with the solution channel moving things at 170 feet. We didn't get down far enough. As Steve says, there's still virgin land below the money pit. So let's go to, what do they call it? Bedrock. No more drilling dirt, Judy.
Right.
We're going right
Tony
down to
says,
bedrock.
Tony still says still created coming up.
Yep. Coming up. Then why can't we find any tunnels to the money pit?
Right.
Not searcher tunnels, the original tunnels, not shaft 2, not shaft 10, not shaft 9. If they're coming up through the money pit, why didn't any of these scans in the 500 PVC pipes, 6-inch pipes, show it? That's what I want to know. Let me see here. They did find a concrete nail in Smith's Cove. It could be concrete wall in Smith's Cove. It could be concrete structures in other places. Yeah. Yep. Yep. David said there would be more vents than somewhere. Yeah, more vents someplace. I don't know. They got to breathe. They got to breathe.
Tony says you cannot create platforms digging down.
Not unless they dig the hole out for 90 feet and it was all clay and they worked their way down. Then on the way up, they put the platforms. They said it was all clay in the money pit. So an only 13-foot diameter, if you have clay, it should hold, I would say, to about 40 feet, I would say. Maybe not. All depends how tough the clay was. But you got a point there. And Don says the flood tunnels may have been vents first. Yep. Could be. We'll never know. We never know. We never know. So let's think about this. How did they do that money pit from the bottom up? Well, first, to dig a hole, he says to come out. Right, Judy?
Yes.
All right. If you're on the bottom of a tunnel, 200 feet deep, and you're going to go up 200 feet deep, right?
Right.
Now, if you went down, go ahead.
Tony's on again, and he said exactly, but the platforms were every 10 feet as they were digging down.
Right, to uncover it. Right. But I'm saying if they're here's 250 guys, Tony, 200 feet below ground, tunneling. Now, to come up, you got to dig 250 feet up. You're 250 feet down in the ground. Where's all that dirt going? In the little tunnels below you for 200 feet up at 13 foot around? It gets very confusing. You know what I mean, Judy?
Oh, it certainly does so, and I'm certainly not the one to ask.
Yep.
Tony says, who said they had to dig? Think cave vent.
Natural forming voids in the limestone. Yep, there's so many theories it makes my head spin. You know, there's so many things. I always thought the money pit was an air vent. But then Joan McGinnis says when they dug down 30 feet through 3 platforms, they found 3 chests or 3 pieces of treasure, and that's how they got the cross. But that's digging down when the platforms were already in there and buried with dirt. Every 10 feet, more dirt. Another platform, 10 feet, more dirt, more dirt, more dirt. And out they went. Roy says the swamp looks like a Freemason symbol. Maybe to dig out there first. I don't know how far they got early in the seasons, but maybe the search there. Yep, they dug and created the swamp. Yep, the swamp was created in 1220 as far as Dr. Spooner's concerned. Yep. Lots of ideas. Lots of ideas. All right, Judy, I'm going to put the phone number up. I can give you a break and see if anybody else wants to call in before we end it up here tonight, okay?
Okay, yeah. Yes.
All right, Judy. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. I'll see you in chat right here.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. So, we'll put the number up. Same to you, Bob. Yep, we got to find out what's going on. Like I said, when they put the coffer dam up in the swamp, maybe we'll get some answers. Until then, who knows? When they put that up, maybe we'll find out what's going on. We got the roads. They say there are roads in the swamp. Two of them, the big one and the small one. And I'm still looking at this rock that they flipped up looking for the anchor stones. And by golly, it looks like a cross on that rock to me. Hi, Wanda. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Hope everybody goes over to YouTube for me. I need watch time on YouTube. But this stone right here that was turned over and looks like a cross on it when they were looking for the anchor bolts. Looks like a cross to me. I'm not sure what they're looking at. What do you guys think? Glad one. I'm glad, Wanda. You know what I'm saying? When they flipped that rock up, boom. I just zoomed in. I didn't do anything else but zoom in. And it looks like a cross to me. I don't know. This was on its side. This is flipped up on its edge. And I caught that. Yep, Wanda, Susan. Yep, it looks like that to me. Yep. Hello, Jan. How are you? It looks like that to me. But like I'm saying, we'll get more information coming Tuesday. I'll be on 7 o'clock Tuesday because there's a drilling down at 8 p.m. this coming Tuesday. And go from there. And 7 o'clock to about 7:45, I'll be on to hype the show on Tuesday. And that's only because they got a drilling down. Then we'll be on next Saturday at 7 p.m. to discuss Tuesday night show with Judy Synopsis. Everybody sees the cross. Yeah, everybody sees it. You could tell when they pulled it up and brushed it off. Yeah, I haven't heard a thing about it, but maybe they're keeping things towards the end of the season. I have no idea. Tom Burns, just not convinced it's man-made. Yep, who knows what it could be. I just want to point things out and then we discuss. I just want to point things out and discuss. And like I said, next year, we'll be finding things and getting some answers. Anybody else got any more questions? Probably a marker. Danny Booth, how are you? Probably a marker of some kind. Yep. I want to thank you all for coming in tonight. For our little chit chat. I hope everybody had a great New Year. Yep, always good to get opinions. We're getting so many new members. Like I said before, if I repeat myself, it's for a lot of the new members. We're blasting away, going bananas on members here on the Facebook group. Hi, Barbara. Yeah. Like we talked about last week's show, so not to be repetitive on a lot of things and to put out some kind of information, new information, we try to do. And Wanda's worrying about the little slipway they showed. Yep. We don't know if it's the top of a shaft or it's a little slipway. They just gave us a little promo on that. Gwen, the swamp filled in by tunnel dirt. Could be. It could be. Starlene, well, have a good night. It was great. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad you enjoyed the New Year's Day. And we stopped in for a little while. If nobody has any more questions, I thank Tony for stopping in. I got to get him live on here in the new year. Set up some guest appearances. Good night, Wanda. Thank you, Tammy, for all your help with the membership. They're going crazy. Hang in there. Judy, thank you for all your work. You guys are the best. Hello, Anthony from Long Island. Everybody have a good time. Relax. Remember, always go forward, right? You hear me say that all the time. Always stay positive, no matter what. No matter what life brings you, go forward. You have a dream, go for it, no matter how old you are. No matter what you're going through. Chin up. Go forward. I thank you all for coming. We'll see you Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to chat some more. Anything else that comes up, I'll put it in my group. I thank you all YouTubers. I still need help on the YouTube side with subscriptions and watch hours. Take a look at the videos. And of course, my Facebook group that will be hitting 72,000 very quickly. No big spiel until 75,000. That member will get a mug, a Quest of Oak Island membership mug. Okay. Thank you, Stu. Great questions. Thanks for participating. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Goodbye.